Hello, I am Jay, and this is Relax with Jay. I create calming videos that allow you to relax and or drift off to sleep. If you enjoy my videos and find them helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. I hope you enjoy this video and may it bring you restful sleep. Tonight, I'll be reading the 5th and 6th letter of the book called Love and Friendship by Jane Austen. If you enjoy these chapters and would like me to read more, please let me know. Letter 5th, Laura to Marina. One evening in December, as my father, my mother, and myself were arranged in social converse round our fireside, we were on a sudden greatly astonished by hearing a violent knocking on the outward door of our rustic cot. My father started. "What noise is that?" said he. "It sounds like a loud rapping at the door," replied my mother. "It does indeed," cried I. "I am your opinion," said my father. "It certainly does appear to proceed for some uncommon violence exerted against our unfending door." "Yes," exclaimed I cannot help thinking it must be somebody who knocks for admittance." "That is another point," replied he. "We must not pretend to determine on what motive the person may knock, though that person does rap at the door. I am partly convinced." Here a second tremendous rap interrupted my father in his speech, and somewhat alarmed my mother and me. "Had we better not go and see who it is?" said she. "The servants are out." "I think we had," replied I. "Certainly," added my father. "By all means. Shall we go now?" cried my mother. "The sooner the better," answered he. "Oh, let no time be lost," cried I. A third more violent rap than ever again assaulted our ears. "I certain there is somebody knocking at the door," said my mother. "I think there must be," replied my father. "I fancy the servants are returned," said I. "I think I hear Mary going to the door." "I'm glad of it," cried my father, "for I long to know who it is." I was right in my conjecture, for Mary instantly entering the room informed us that a young gentleman and his servant were at the door, who had lost their way, were very cold, and begged leave to warm themselves by a fire. "Won't you admit them?" said I. "You have no objection, my dear?" said my father. "None in the world," replied my mother. Mary, without waiting for any further commands, immediately left the room and quickly returned, introducing the most virtuous and amicable youth I have ever beheld. The servant she kept to herself. The natural sensibility had already been gratefully affected by the suffering of the unfortunate stranger, and no sooner did I first behold him than I felt that on him the happiness of misery of my future life must depend. Adieu, Laura. Letter 6. Laura to Marina. The noble youth informed us that his name was Lindsay. As a particular reason, however, I shall conceal it under that of a tablet. He told us that he was of the son of an English baronet, that his mother had been for many years no more than that he had a sister of the middle size. "My father," he continued, "is a mean and a mercenary wretch. It is only to such particular friends as this dear party that would thus betray his fallings. Your virtues, my amicable Paul Durer," addressing himself to my father, "yours, dear Claudia, and yours, my charming Laura, call on me to repose in you my confidence." We bowed. My father, seduced by the false glare of fortune and the drooling pomp of title, insisting of my giving my hand to Lady Dorothea. "No, never," exclaimed I. "Lady Dorothea is lovely and engaging. I prefer no woman to her. But no, sir, that I scorn to marry her in compliance with your wishes. No, never shall it be said that I obliged my father. We admired that the noble manliness of his reply. He continued. Sir Edward was surprised. He had perhaps little expected to meet with so spirited an opposition to his will. Where, Edward, in the name of wonder, said he, did you pick up this unmeaning gibberish? You have been studying novels, I suspect? I answered. It would have been beneath my dignity. I mounted my horse and followed my faithful William, set forth for my aunt's. My father's house is situated in Bedfordshire, my aunt's in Middlesex, and though I flatter myself with being a tolerable proficient in geography, I know not how it happened, but I found myself entering this beautiful vale, which I find is in the South Wales, when I expected that I'd reach my aunt's. After having wandered some time on the bank of the Usk without knowing which way to go, I began to illuminate my cruel destiny in the bitterest and most pathetic manner. It was now perfectly dark, not a single star was there to direct my steps, and I know not what might have befallen me, had I not at length discorded through the solemn gloom that surrounded me a distant light. Which I approached it, I discovered to be the cheerful blaze of your fire. Impelled by the combination of misfortunes under which I labored, namely fear, cold, and hunger, I hesitated not to ask admittance, which at length I have gained. And now, my adorable Laura, continued he, taking my hand, when may I hope to receive that reward of all painful suffering I have undergone during the course of my attachment to you, to which I have ever expired? Oh, when will you reward me with yourself? This instant, dear and amicable Edward, replied I. We had immediately united by my father, who, though he never taken orders, had been reared to the church. Adieu, Laura.